Hello and welcome everyone to the end of round 4 of my playthrough of Conflict of Heroes, Prices of Honor, Cavalry Charge, and there would be an extra round still, but the Poles can actually not be beaten anymore because they also destroyed the armored car. The armored car, as I said in the previous video, they did travel along the road, but the wagon actually left the road. The rules state that a wagon can leave the board without penalty, so that turned out to be not such an easy target after all. I do believe it actually took out a single Polish unit, but then after a while it got fatigued and it literally became a sitting duck. And this anti-tank rifle moved over from this building, and for the last couple of moves it actually used some caps that they still had left. They actually still have 2 left that they didn't even use. Admittedly, they did have 2 very good cards, Adrenaline and Swift Action. Swift Action allowed them to move into a hex with a German unit and attack first before actually being attacked by the German unit. And the Adrenaline card was played as a group action with these 2 units that were already spent, but the card says that it can be used as a group action. It can be used on a spent unit, so I assume that the supporting unit can also be spent. The rules don't give any reason suggesting that you couldn't do that with this card. And they're both in the same hex and everything, and and it doesn't have a hit marker that affects its combat power or anything like that. So I suppose it was completely legal what I did there. If you disagree, please let me know in the comments. As I said, this unit destroyed the armored car, and this is something I did, just something because it could give the Germans an extra point. It actually did. So I just rolled for initiative. It turned out that the Germans actually won it. And then they got to fire twice using caps, so I didn't make a spent roll, and they actually scored 2 hits on. This was the first hit. The second one was also a hit, and it eliminated this Polish unit. But it wasn't enough to, it scored them another point. But the Poles score 2 victory points for controlling this one, 2 victory points for controlling this one as well. So they already had 2 points for the destroyed German units, so that makes a total of 6. And the Germans did have this one, but funnily enough, they don't score any points for those. They only score points if they have both these 2 control markers still in their possession. That would be as many as 5, but they don't control a single one, so that didn't happen. Brief conclusion. As I said before, I have the feeling that the scenarios I've been playing have become progressively better. Note that I didn't play them in any specific order. I just picked some that looked appealing to me for various reasons, and they have both been from different expansions. I've played a couple from Storms of Steel. Now I've played a couple from Price of Honor. I had played this game before when it came out and everything, but that's been about 14 or 15 years. Speaking of that, I really hope that games that we were promised back then, First Men In on the Normandy landings, and then more specifically on the paradrops, and which other game were we promised back in the day? Blood and Tears, France and the Low Countries. They actually published all the counters, some maps, well, maybe not the maps, but the scenarios, the titles and everything, and where they would be set. So I don't know what happened. It's really a shame. I mean, I've always been interested in the Western campaign as well, against France especially, and wouldn't it be great if one day this game actually saw a Stalingrad expansion or the Ardennes, with snow-covered maps and everything that could also be used on the Eastern Front during winter conditions and everything. But okay, I'm digressing a little bit and also daydreaming a bit, I guess, because again, I don't know what happened. If anyone knows, please let me know in the comments as well, because I'm really wondering why we never got to see those games. It's really a shame. Anyway, as I said, the scenarios have become progressively better, at least more to my liking. They have become better balanced. Again, like I have to admit, you probably have to play these scenarios more often to really be able to say something about that, but they have started to feel more balanced. Perhaps that's a better phrasing. So, thank you for watching, and see you on the next one.